In this video I'm gonna get started with authentication. So first of all I'll install a few packages. I'm gonna install npm install -save and passport. So I'm gonna be using passport for authentication and passport-local and bcrypt.js. Okay, and I need to create the user model. I'm gonna copy page and rename it to user. And this is gonna say user, and I'm just gonna copy the word. So user schema and user here and user here and user schema here. And I'm gonna have a name of type string and required true is fine. And email as well, type string and required true. And the username. And I'm gonna copy username for the password as well. And I'm gonna have admin here, which is gonna be a number, so that looks good. And now in config I'm gonna create a new JS file and call it passport. And in here I'm gonna say var local strategy is gonna be equal to require passport local dot strategy. So I'm gonna be using the local strategy, and var user is gonna require one folder up and models user, and bcrypt as well. So var bcrypt is gonna require bcrypt.js. And now I'm gonna say here module exports, and that's gonna be equal to a function and pass passport in here. And here I'll say passport use and new local strategy, and pass a function in here with username, password and done. So I'm gonna say user and find one, and I'm gonna find one where username is equal to username, and have a callback with air and user. So if air console log air and a semicolon there, format that a bit. And I'm gonna say if not user, I'm gonna return done and pass here null and false and an object with a message property of no user found, like so. And now I need to match the password. So I'm gonna say bcrypt compare, and I'm gonna compare the password with user.password, and have a callback here, air and is match, just a semicolon there, and format this. So again, if air console log air, and if is match, I'm gonna return done with null and the user. Else I'm gonna return this basically, and this should be a comma, and here as well. So null false and the message of wrong password. And that's it for the matching basically. And now I need to call a couple of functions. I'm gonna say passport and serialize user, and pass here a function with user and done, semicolon there. And I'm gonna say here done and null and user ID, format that, and I'm gonna copy this and say deserialize user, and function and pass ID and done. And I'm gonna say here user and find by ID and pass the ID and the callback with air and user, and here say done air and user. Okay, and that should do it for the passport.js file. And now in app.js I'm gonna include passport here, so I'm gonna say var passport is equal to require passport and add the middleware for that before the app gets star. So here it is. So I'm gonna say here passport middleware, and I'm gonna say app use passport initialize, and duplicate that and say app use passport session, and I'm gonna require that config file in here. So I'm gonna say here passport config, and I'm gonna require config/passport and have passport in here as well, and that should do it for the passport setup. And that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.